How are you girls? Now, before we start talking about lung volumes, what do you think is the significance of you breathing through the nose compared to breathing through the mouth? What are some of the advantages of you breathing through the nose compared to you breathing through the mouth? What are some of the advantages of one breathing through the nose and compared to one breathing through the mouth? Or why are you advised to breathe through the nose but not through the mouth? Can you attempt? So you are supposed to breathe through the nose than through the mouth because of the following reasons. One, as air passes through the nose, the air is trapped. In the nose, there are mucus and hair which trap any bacteria, viruses, or dust particles, hence preventing them from entering the lungs. Okay? Also, air is moistened by the mucus as it passes through the nostrils. Also, air is warmed because there are some blood capillaries. All these are not found in the mouth. That's why it is advantageous to breathe through the nose than the mouth. Okay? Now, so we have said here that we are advised to breathe through the nose because of the following reasons. One, the nose has got hair. The hair filters any solid particles. It has got mucus lining which trap dust particles. The hair has also sensitive cells to smell for survival. And the air, the nose warms the air before it reaches the lungs. So these are some of the reasons why it is advised for you to breathe through the nose rather than the mouth. Okay? Good. Now, in our business today, we want to talk about lung volumes. Lung volume. Lung is elastic because of the presence of numerous alveoli. Because there are so many alveoli, the lung can expand to accommodate different volumes. This enables us, or this makes us to discuss about the various lung volumes. We shall begin with lung capacity. Lung capacity. So lung capacity is the total amount of air the lungs can hold when completely filled with air. That amount of air, if it is completely filled with air, you breathe in and the lung is completely filled with air, it can accommodate 5,500 cubic centimeters of air. This is what we call. Okay, then we have the tidal volume. Yes, then we have the tidal volume. Now, the tidal volume is the amount of air that we take in during normal breathing. We take in and we actually exhale during normal breathing. So during normal breathing, we normally take in air, about 500 cubic centimeters of air. So this amount of air we breathe in and out during normal breathing is what is known as tidal volume. Okay? Good. We call it tidal volume. Then we have inspiratory reserve volume. Inspiratory reserve volume. So if you breathe in, and then I tell you breathe in, and then I tell you breathe in again, and then breathe in again. Okay? So the additional volume of air after having a forced inhalation, in addition to the tidal volume, this is what we call inspiratory reserve volume. So it is the amount of air addition to the tidal volume, okay, after one has got a forced inhalation. This one is about 2,000 cubic centimeters of air. There is also inspiratory capacity, okay. So inspiratory capacity is the tidal volume plus the inspiratory reserve volume. If the two are combined, that is the normal air we take in or out during breathing and the additional amount of air we breathe in after a forced inhalation, if you add the two, then we shall have inspiratory capacity. Is it clear? Then there is this type of lung volume which we call expiratory reserve volume. Now, expiratory means exhaled. This is air removed after forced exhalation. If I tell you breathe out, and then I tell you breathe out again, out, out. So the maximum of that air that we normally exhale after a forced exhalation is what we call expiratory reserve volume. Expiratory reserve volume. Just like inspiratory reserve volume, the amount of air in addition to the tidal volume after a forced inhalation. Okay? Expiratory reserve volume is that amount of air removed after a forced exhalation. Is it clear? Like if I tell you exhale or breathe out, that is tidal volume. Then if I tell you again breathe out, out, out again. So that amount of air that is given out after a forced exhalation is what is called expiratory reserve volume. And this expiratory reserve volume can be up to 1,300 cubic centimeters. Okay? Good. There is also the vital capacity. The vital capacity. So this is the deepest possible exhalation. This air can only be possibly pushed out of the lungs. So this is the deepest possible exhalation. The amount of air that can be removed from the lung after the deepest exhalation. If I tell you breathe out again, breathe out until you cannot exhale anymore. So the amount of air that has been given out is what we call vital capacity. Is it clear? Then, if I tell you now breathe out completely, out, out, out. Okay? I'm sure there are still some air remaining in the lung. This is the what we call now the residual volume. So residual volume is the amount of air that normally remains in the lungs after the deepest exhalation. After there is deepest exhalation, the amount of air that remains in your lungs is what is known as, is what is called residual volume. This one is about 500 cubic centimeters. Okay? So that's all about lung volumes. So we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 types of lung volumes. Okay? So we have said the lung capacity is the maximum amount of air an adult lung can accommodate when completely filled with air. And this is about 5,500 cubic centimeters. During normal breathing, the amount of air moving into and out of the lungs is what we call tidal volume. And this is about 500 cubic centimeters. And if you force the air out or in, like if I tell you breathe in again, So the amount of air in addition to the tidal volume is what we call inspiratory reserve volume. And inspiratory capacity is the amount of air taken in after plus the tidal volume. The amount of air after first inhalation and the tidal volume gives us the inspiratory capacity. Is it clear? On the other hand, expiratory reserve volume is this amount of air given out after one has a forced exhalation. Okay? While vital capacity is the deepest exhalation one can force, the amount of air that one can remove out of the lungs after the deepest possible exhalation. While the residual volume is the amount of air that remains in the lungs even after one has had the deepest exhalation. Okay? So we shall stop there for today. Have a nice time. Bye-bye.